Well, I want to thank you. Dave, thank you for setting this up and for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to be here. Look, I'll just end quickly with this, because America's got that anxious look in her eyes, like I got to go to the airport. Is just to say to all of you that it's up to you. You're it. Trump's going to win Iowa. He's going to win Iowa. And the question is going to be, when it comes to New Hampshire, what are you going to do? I would say this, the most important issue in this race is character. It's character. You don't know what, we talked about a bunch of issues this morning that are really complicated and difficult, but I guarantee you there are a dozen issues that we haven't talked about that we don't even know about that are going to come up for the next president, because that's the way the world works. Nobody asked Al Gore and George W. Bush in 2000, what would you do if a terrorist group flew 4 commercial airliners into the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and one targeted for the Capitol that crashed in Pennsylvania? What would you do? No one even conceived of that. But George W. Bush was the guy sitting behind the desk when it happened, and it was only because of his character that we could trust him to make the decisions he made to protect our country going forward. I want a country, again, where you can have your children and your grandchildren look to the White House and be proud of the person who's there and have them be a role model. Not to agree with them on every issue, because we won't, but to say that's a good person who treats others with respect and kindness. Donald Trump's Christmas message was to say, anyone who disagrees with me, you can rot in hell. It's literally his message on his social media on Christmas Day. If you disagree with me, rot in hell. On Thanksgiving, he put out a social media message saying, I'm thankful for all the people I hate, and here they are, and he listed them. Now, this is not somebody we can point to in the White House and say we're proud. Somebody we can point our children or grandchildren to and say, act like him. And if we can't say that, then why do we trust him to keep any promises or to make the most difficult decisions that will affect this country's future? We can't just say, well, he's not as bad as Biden. It seems to me this country deserves better than 2 guys who are going to be combined 160 years old, one of them who can't seemingly complete a paragraph, and one of them who you don't want him to complete the paragraph. We deserve better than that. And I'm in this race because we deserve better than that. But guess who's going to decide whether we get better? New Hampshire. 300,000 of you or thereabouts are going to decide the next president of the United States. Because if Donald Trump wins here, I fear he's going to be the nominee. And I think that's going to lead us to 4 more years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And that will be destructive for our country and the world. So it's time to decide. 3 weeks to go. Keep listening. I want your support. I want your vote. And I promise you that if you elect me, you won't agree with me every day. But you'll know what I think every day. And I'll tell you the truth every day. And how about if we start back with that? I think the country would be a hell of a lot better off than we are now. So thanks for coming. Happy New Year to everybody.